10 years. 10 years without a call, a text, or a single apology from the three brothers who abandoned me. They left me on the coldest night of my life, tossed me aside like I was nothing after our mother's funeral. And now, they're standing at my doorstep, faces full of guilt, eyes pleading just to say one thing. Ray, please come home. Hi everyone, welcome to Revenge Echo. Let's get started. I never thought the knock on my apartment door would come from them. Not after 10 years. Not after what they did. I opened the door to find all three of them, Lucas, Graham, and Tyler, standing in the hallway like ghosts of a life I buried long ago. They looked older, thinner, more human than I remembered. But I didn't let them in. You've got 2 minutes, I said coldly. Lucas, the oldest, stepped forward. He used to be the one I admired the most, smart, composed, the natural leader. But in that moment, he looked small. We need to talk, he said. I folded my arms. Talk? Like how you three talked when you decided to throw your little sister out on the street after Mom died. They winced in unison. Tyler looked away. Graham started to speak, but I cut him off. I was 18, I said, voice sharp. Still in high school. No job. No money. You threw me out like trash. Lucas opened his mouth again, but nothing came out. I remember the night clearly. The funeral was barely over. Our house in Vermont had always been loud when Mom was alive. Her laugh, her music, her relentless warmth. After she died, it went quiet like a crypt. Then came the meeting in the living room, the boys talking like businessmen. I was too emotional, too unstable, too expensive. We can't afford to keep you, Lucas had said. Mom's life insurance isn't much, Graham added. And you'll be 18 in 3 months. Just get a job, Tyler had said, like flipping burgers could keep me afloat. They packed my bags while I sobbed on the floor. I begged. I screamed. It didn't matter. They said I'd figure it out. That tough love was the best thing for me. It wasn't. I slept in my car for weeks. Took showers in gas stations. Ate crackers from vending machines. I worked 3 jobs to survive. And when I finally clawed my way into a stable life, an apartment, college at night, a promotion at the firm, I never looked back. I cut them off like dead limbs. And now, 10 years later, they were at my door. Why are you here? I asked. Lucas cleared his throat. It's about Dad. My stomach dropped. Our father, the reason Mom always seemed so tired, so sad. He left us when I was 11, came back drunk when he felt like it, died in a nursing home 3 years ago. I didn't go to the funeral. Neither did Tyler, if the rumors were true. He left us something, Lucas continued. The house. The land. But there's a catch. Of course there is. It's in the will, Graham said. He stipulated that all 4 siblings must agree to sell it or live in it together for 1 year before anything can be done. I stared at them. You're joking. No, Tyler said, finally meeting my eyes. And we need you to sign. I let out a bitter laugh. You need me now. That's rich. Lucas tried to smile. We were wrong, okay? We were scared and stupid. But we've grown. We know we hurt you. And we're sorry. Sorry. Such a simple word. They thought it would fix everything. You know what? I said. I'll think about it. They perked up. I smiled. But only if you're willing to hear what happened after you kicked me out. The color drained from their faces. We sat at my kitchen table. I made coffee not for them, but because my hands were shaking. I had no money, I began. I slept in a Walmart parking lot for 3 weeks. A manager there let me sweep floors in exchange for leftovers from the deli. I got mugged twice. Once, I didn't even fight back. I was so numb, I just let them take everything. I watched their faces twist in discomfort. I got lucky eventually. A woman named Maria took pity on me. Let me sleep on her couch. She taught me how to apply for financial aid, how to eat for $3 a day. She was the closest thing I had to family. Graham's eyes were glassy. Tyler was biting his lip. I graduated college. Got a job at a marketing firm. Made partner last year. Lucas looked up. You're a partner? I nodded. And I own this place. Bought it cash. They were quiet. I survived, I said, softly now. But not because of you. In spite of you. Tyler whispered, I didn't want to kick you out. I was just a kid. We were all kids, I snapped. But I was the only one who got abandoned. Lucas put his hands flat on the table. You have every right to hate us. We know. But this house, it could be a new beginning. Not just for us financially, but maybe as a family. I stared at him. You think a house will fix this? No, he said. But it might be a place to start. That night, I didn't sleep. I kept thinking about the house, the creaky floorboards, the smell of lemon polish, the swing set in the backyard Dad never fixed. I could still see Mom cooking in the kitchen, humming old country songs. I missed her every single day. Part of me wanted to burn the house down. Another part wanted to walk through its rooms one last time, reclaim something that was stolen. In the morning, I called my assistant and took a leave of absence. Then I called Lucas. I'll do it, I said. But on my terms. We met at the house a week later. It was like stepping into a memory I didn't trust. Dusty furniture, faded curtains, the scent of mothballs and forgotten days. My old room was exactly how I left it, pale blue walls, posters of horses, a small bed. The closet still held a jacket I once wore to prom. I stood in the hallway for a long time. Then, for the next week, we tried. We cleaned. We repainted. We cooked dinner together. It was awkward, silent, filled with invisible scars. But something was shifting. One night, over grilled cheese and cheap wine, Lucas said, we never talked about what happened because we were too ashamed. But you didn't deserve it, Ray. None of it. I swallowed hard. I thought if I ignored it, maybe you'd forget, Tyler added. But I was wrong. I know that now. Graham simply said, you were the best of us. And we failed you. I didn't cry. Not then. But when they were asleep, I went to the backyard and sat on the swing. I thought about Mom, what she'd say if she saw us now. Would she be proud of me for surviving? Would she have forgiven them? I didn't know. By the third month, the house began to feel like a home again. We planted a garden, painted murals in the garage. I still had my own apartment in the city, and I never let them forget I could leave at any time. But they tried. They really did. And somehow it started to matter. One morning, Lucas handed me a letter. It was from our father, part of the will. To Ray. If you're reading this, you came back. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But maybe your brothers do. I raised them to survive, not to love. That was my failure. I hope you can be the one to teach them how. Dad. I stared at the letter for a long time. I didn't feel warmth. But I felt something. Closure, maybe. It's been 7 months now. I still keep a suitcase packed in case the pain comes back too strong. But we're rebuilding, not just the house, but the bonds we thought were dead. They abandoned me once. But now they cook me breakfast. They ask about my job. They say, I love you like they mean it. Forgiveness isn't easy. But I'm learning it doesn't have to be instant. Sometimes, it starts with just showing up at the door. And not turning away. Sometimes, the deepest wounds don't come from enemies. They come from the people we once called family. But Ray's story isn't just about betrayal. It's about rising from the ashes, reclaiming her power, and choosing her own path. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the chains of the past. If you've ever felt abandoned, lost, or left behind, know this. You are not alone. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is simply live well. Tap subscribe for more raw, emotional, and empowering stories like this. Because here, we don't just tell stories. We heal through them.